Let the record show all board members are present.
It's not coming on.
It's not.
I think. There it is. Okay.
So on. All those in favor, say aye. Okay,
We have to make a motion.
We have the motion.
We have it motion.
yeah.
I don't, or we didn't
You
hear it.
got, you got me off track. Do we have a motion?
Go ahead.
I move that we approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. The only, on our agenda is conduct second public meeting for recommendations for 26-27 calendar year. Do we let them speak first? Yeah, we have some students, maybe even principals, I don't know, signed up to speak. So, Ashlyn Dunbar, right there.
Good evening, Superintendent Dr. Starcher and board members. My name is Ashlyn Dunbar, and I'm an upcoming senior at Liberty High School. I stand before you tonight wearing my official FFA jacket, not just as a uniform, but as a symbol of the leadership, responsibility, and commitment that agricultural education has instilled in me. I am here to respectfully advocate for students across Raleigh County as you consider the proposed start dates for the upcoming school year. For many, the beginning of school simply marks the end of summer, but for a significant number of students in our county, those proposed dates overlap with the State Fair of West Virginia, an event that represents months of discipline, financial investment, and personal growth. Beginning in early spring, I will begin dedicating hours each day to raising and preparing my sheep and steer. Feeding before sunrise, training after long days, ensuring their health and readiness, the fair is not a hobby, it is a result of a sustained effort and accountability. It is also a business venture. Raising livestock requires substantial financial investment, and through the sale of my animals, I earn a significant profit that supports future projects and contributes toward educational expenses. Through this process, I learn entrepreneurship, budgeting, time management, and resilience, lessons that mirror the very goals of our education system. If school begins during Fair Week, my sister and I will miss the first week of school. As a senior, that means missing my final first day, walking the red carpet, participating in senior sunrise, and beginning my last year alongside the classmates I've grown up with for 13 years. Those moments cannot be postponed, they only happen once. But this impact extends beyond my own experience. My mother is a third grade teacher at Fairdale Elementary. If the proposed start dates remain, she will miss the first full week of instruction due to our family's fair commitments. That affects approximately 75 third grade students who would begin their school year without meeting their reading teacher during one of the most foundational weeks for building relationships, establishing structure, and teaching expectations. We all understand how important those first days are, especially for young learners. They set the tone for the entire year. Raleigh County is built on agriculture, small businesses, and families who teach their children the value of hard work. The State Fair is not separate from education. It reinforces it. It teaches responsibility, professionalism, leadership, and perseverance. The jacket I'm wearing tonight represents those values. It represents students who wake up early, work late, manage finances, care for living animals, and still show up ready to learn. I understand that building a school calendar requires balancing state requirements, instructional hours, and many priorities. I respect the complexity of that responsibility, but I ask that you consider whether the proposed start dates reflect the identity of the community you serve. This is not simply about convenience. It is about whether Raleigh County schools will support students who are striving to excel both academically and agriculturally, without forcing them to choose between the two. As an upcoming senior, I want to begin my final year present, not absent. I want third graders to meet their teacher on day one. I want students across this county to be able to participate fully in both their education and their heritage. We are taught that leadership requires standing up respectfully when something matters. Tonight, I'm doing just that, because in the end, this is more than a start date. It is a decision whether Raleigh County Schools will stand with its students, in the classroom, in the community, and in the traditions who have shaped us into who we are. I stand here this evening asking that you will consider an alternative calendar and start date. Thank you for your time and thoughtful consideration.
Thank you. Lindsay Akert.
Hi.
So good evening. My name is Lindsay Akerd. I'm the agriculture teacher at Liberty High School and the advisor of Surveyor FFA. I've been a teacher in Raleigh County since 2005, serving in special education, elementary, and now high school CTE. I'm a product of Raleigh County Schools, and I now teach at the same high school I graduated from. I'm also the mom of 2 teenage boys sitting back there, not signed up to speak, who attend Liberty High School. About a month ago, during one of our snow days, I saw the 2 proposed calendars posted online. Like most employees, I looked at the start date first. There was only a 2-day difference, and both began during the West Virginia State Fair. As a teacher and FFA advisor, that would mean missing the prep days. It would missing the first week with my students. And as a parent, it means that my own children would have to choose between the state fair and the first week of school. This week represents months of work, financial investment, and commitment for many families. After talking with teachers and parents and community members, it became clear that many people feel that the 2 options simply were just too similar. That's why I'm asking you to consider presenting a third option. I'm not asking for Labor Day to Memorial Day. I'm not asking to reduce instructional days. I understand that there are laws and time requirements. I'm asking for 5 days. 5 days later, so students don't have to choose between the first week of school and the West Virginia State Fair. For my students, FFA isn't just extracurricular. It's part of their education. It's a leadership development, record keeping, public speaking, and real world learning. When school starts during the fair, they're being asked to choose between 2 parts of their education. But this isn't just about FFA or 4-H or the state fair. This is about giving employees a real meaningful option. Many staff members value those days in August to reset physically and mentally before a long school year. I've taught elementary and high school, and I can tell you the exhaustion is real on every level. Special education teachers, our aides, our paraprofessionals, and our custodians deep cleaning our schools, they are tired. Secretaries who work long, unseen hours, staying later than everybody else and starting before, and our principals who truly work 7 days a week. Everyone benefits from that time. Many employees also rely on summer jobs to supplement their income, and an earlier start date cuts into that. We can't control the weather. Some years we'll go into June. Maybe one day the legislature will allow more flexibility, but right now we can only control when we begin. And August is one of the best months in West Virginia. When families are outside, tourism is strong, and agriculture is on full display. It's something we should embrace. Morale matters, and right now morale in public education is low. It's low in our county, and honestly, it needs any help it can get. When employees feel like they have a real choice and that their voices are heard, it improves the culture of the entire county. There are great things happening in Raleigh County schools, and there are great things happening at Liberty High School every single day. The agriculture program and Surveyor FFA are not just electives. For many students, they are the reason they come to school. They provide purpose, connection, hands-on learning, and it keeps students engaged. Almost half of Liberty High School comes through my classroom every year, and more could if I could fit them in. I've had students ask if they can go homeschool and still join FFA, and when I tell them no, they stay in school. I could list names of students who've wanted to go homeschool and are still there. Surveyor FFA didn't receive the largest enrollment increase in the state by accident. That growth happened because students feel invested and connected to something bigger than themselves. Last week, I had the opportunity to sit down with Mr. Dillon and discuss the calendar. I appreciate him taking that time to talk to me, and I believe he's developed some strong options. I hope you will consider them so the employees have something meaningful, different to vote on. If a later start date option doesn't win the vote, that's fair. That's the way life is. I'll support that decision. My students and I will adjust, but employees will be given 2 clear choices. Thank you guys for listening to me and my students tonight. I got a couple more going to speak. I invite you guys to come visit us any day. Thank you.
Thank you. Madison Ham.
Good evening. My name is Madison Ham. I'm 15 years old, a sophomore at Liberty High School, and a member of Surveyor FFA, and I also play volleyball and throw for our track team. I'm here tonight to respectfully ask you to consider a later start date than the two proposed calendars. This year is really special to me. It would be my very first year showing at the West Virginia State Fair. I've already purchased my goat and I will be picking it up soon. From that point on, I will spend my entire spring and summer raising it, feeding it, and working with it every day and preparing for show and sell at the State Fair. I'm so excited about this opportunity. It's something that I've looked forward to for a very long time. Showing at the State Fair isn't just something fun that I want to do, it's also a part of my education. It will be a part of my SAE project, which gives me credit on my agriculture classes and helps me work toward earning my state FFA degree. Those goals matter to me and they are a part of my future that I'm working toward. If school starts during the state fair, I'll be forced to choose. I will either have to miss the first few days of school or I won't be able to go to the fair. The thought of having to make that decision is honestly devastating. I love FFA and I love school, and I shouldn't have to choose between the two. I'm a student who works hard and makes good grades. Next year, I plan to attend the Academy of Careers and Technology in Raleigh County. Missing the first few days of school, especially my first year at ACT, would put me behind right from the start. Those first days set expectations and lay the foundation for our semester. Starting off already trying to catch up would be stressful and discouraging. I understand that creating a school calendar isn't simple. There are rules and guidelines that you have to follow. I'm not asking for something impossible. I'm just asking that you consider pushing the start date back a few days. Just enough so that students like me can finish showing our animals, complete our projects, and enjoy the last few days of summer without having to choose between our education and the activities who shape who we are. My story is just one example. There are many students all over Raleigh County with similar situations, whether it's agriculture, sports, family responsibilities, or other activities that matter deeply to them. A small adjustment can make a big difference in many of our lives. I love FFA, I love school, and I love being involved in volleyball and track. I'm excited about continuing my education here in Raleigh County. I just hope that you'll help make it possible so that students like me don't have to choose one opportunity over another. Thank you for listening and considering what this decision means to students like me.
Thank you. Montana Park. Excuse me.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Montana Parks, and I'm a senior at Liberty High School and the president of the Surveyor FFA chapter. I'm here today to speak on how the calendar change would affect my chapter. At the upcoming completion of this school year, I will graduate with my high school diploma. But because of FFA, I will graduate with much more than that. I will graduate as a 3-time CTE completer. I have earned my state FFA degree, which is the highest degree the state can award a member. All of these accomplishments represent years of dedication, leadership, hands-on learning, supervised agricultural experiences, and countless hours invested both inside and outside of the classroom. These accomplishments alone are proof of what agricultural education and FFA can do for a student. When I first joined FFA, I was shy and hated public speaking. FFA has given me the confidence to do things I never thought I could do. I never imagined I would be able to stand up here today and speak in front of a group like this. I never imagined I would get the opportunity to serve as chapter president. I never imagined I would earn my state FFA degree as a junior in high school. All of this happened because of the things I have learned in class and the things I have learned outside of school through my FFA chapter and my SAE projects. These experiences have shaped me into the young woman I am becoming. The proposed school calendar will not directly affect me next year because I will be in college, but I'm standing here this evening because it will affect my chapter. As president, I speak on behalf of the members who will remain. Last year, Surveyor FFA received an award for the largest increase in enrollment in the entire state of West Virginia. That kind of growth does not happen by accident. It happens because students are engaged and finding purpose. Our chapter is being recognized at state-level events. When we attend conventions and competitions, people know who the Surveyor FFA is. They are learning they see our growth and hard work. Our members are not just participating, they're learning life skills they will take all through life. Our chapter entered over 160 exhibits at the West Virginia State Fair, and our members are working even more for this coming year. The State Fair does not only affect students who show livestock. It also affects our students who prepare exhibits. Those exhibits represent hours of planning, creativity, skill development, and classroom instruction. When a school calendar forces students to choose between the first days of school and the state fair, it sends a message that these experiences are secondary. The state fair is not just an event to us. It is months of hard work. It is leadership development. It is public speaking. It is a real-world application of what we learned in the classroom. If school begins during the state fair, members will either miss instructional time or miss what they have worked all year towards. It impacts morale and participation, and over time, it impacts growth. The Surveyor FFA chapter has worked very hard to build something special. Our recognition has increased. Our enrollment has increased. Momentum matters. When supporting agricultural students by allowing them to fully participate in the state fair helps protect that momentum. I am not asking for something unreasonable. I'm simply asking you to carefully consider how this calendar change would affect my chapter in the programs that help shape their future. Even though I will be graduating, my heart still remains with my chapter. The Surveyor FFA is more than a chapter to me. It is my family. And long after I walk across that stage, Surveyor FFA will be here, growing, competing, leading, and proudly representing Raleigh County. Thank you.
Thank all of you all. Mr. Dillon.
While Mr. Jones coming up, I want to thank you guys for coming in your presentation. I was going to recite the FFA creed to you, but that'd been kind of corny. But I'm probably the only person that even knows what that is. Okay, but it is something that you guys wouldn't know. And I wanted to personally thank you for taking care of Blizzard. Okay, because she was dead. Okay, and I called your FFA leader there and asked her. I said, "Hey, you got someone who would be willing to take on this calf?" I said, "I've got her back to where I think she's gonna make it, maybe not, but if I put her back to her mom, she's gonna die." She said, "Yeah, we'll take her." And I think she's probably been a start at school, came around, and but I appreciate everything you guys done with that too. Thank you, Mr. Dillon. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Thank you, President Ford, board members, Superintendent Starcher. Thank you for the opportunity to speak again tonight. Tonight is our second public school calendar hearing that we're required to have. We started this process with a legal ad in the paper, as we talked about last time, that was in the paper on January 17th. And just to remind the board and the superintendent and the folks in the room, we do have a school calendar committee. And I don't know if you can see that very well, but those are the folks that serve on the school calendar committee. I think it's about 12 people, if you will. And I want you to remember that piece of paper because we're going to come back to it here at the end. Okay, I want to point something out to you. So our first hearing was on January 27th. At that time, we presented two calendars to the board and to the superintendent for consideration, or to put out, not for consideration, but to put out for public input or comment. And on that time, we submitted to you two calendars, and you have them before you. One was a start date for employees of August 10th, and one was a start date of employees for August 12th. Not much of a difference on the start date. The differences in the calendar were sort of in the middle, and we talked about those last time. I would like to bring up on my screen tonight to review calendar one. Calendar one. So it's the start date of August 12th. The people in the room can see it as well. August 12th would be the start date for staff. First day of school would be for students would be August 19th. Just to highlight some things going chronologically through the calendar, we did place a parent-teacher conference in the calendar for consideration. Our committee thought it's good. We've had positive feedback for parents. The one comment that was made, don't put it so far at the end of the first 9 weeks, move it a little bit further over on like day 35 or so so parents can come interact with their teachers. If there's a problem, they can work with their child to try to bring the grade up. So that's what we tried to accomplish there. We have a Thanksgiving break of November 23rd. It's a week. I know there's sometimes some talk about Thanksgiving. It's hard not to have a week. Thanksgiving break is just challenging in Southern West Virginia, and God bless the folks who partake in that. I appreciate those folks. Christmas break on this calendar. Once again, the calendar starts on August 12th for staff. Christmas break begins on December 22nd. We always get a lot of feedback from staff saying, please, we like those 2 weeks at Christmas. We can't always do 2 weeks. It just really depends on when Christmas Day falls. And that we always get a lot of feedback from staff saying a day without students when we come back from Christmas break is always a win-win. We can get back in the flow of things and really get prepared for our students. So you see what I call a green day. It's a PL day after Christmas break on January 4th. We do have an OS day on this calendar. An OS day for students and staff. Those are the days you hope you don't have to use at the end. The good Lord's telling us this year we're going to have to use a lot of them based upon the snow. You can put these days at the end of your calendar. You can't put them in the first semester. There's a lot of guidelines and rules that go with making a calendar. But we did put one on February 15th. The reason we chose that strategically is because that's President's Day. Lots of times we get a request, why aren't we off for President's Day? That's why that's there. You also see another parent-teacher conference along with the faculty senate. That's into the third 9 weeks, if you will. Something I didn't mention, I failed to, in this calendar right here, the first semester ends at Christmas break. So the first semester ends at Christmas break. So the students and staff, when they come back on January 4th and then January 5th with kids, they would start their second semester. So this parent-teacher conference, along with faculty senate, and is right about that, sort of getting near the end of the third 9 weeks again. You know, sometimes I get the question, why can't we put it on over here in April? Faculty senates come with guidelines. You have to have a faculty senate in February. It doesn't have to go with the parent-teacher conference, but it works well with it. So that's why you see it in February and not in April. So in 2027, Easter is March 28th. So you can see here, this spring break would be after Easter, if you will. We have another PL day and faculty senate on April 30th. Last day for students would be May 28th, before Memorial Day. And graduation, a lot of people don't know, you can't just pick and choose when you're going to have graduation. You can't have it before the 175th instructional day. So when you think about that, that plays a factor in when that is and when the end of the year is. In this particular calendar, graduation would be, ACT would be on Thursday night, Shady on Friday, Liberty, Independence, and Woodrow's on Saturday. Historically, that would be May 21st, May 22nd. Excuse me, you don't see ACT because I can't put them on there. We will at the end. The program doesn't let me put them on there. But ACT would be May 20th, Shady would be May 21st, and the other three would be May 22nd. Any questions or concerns with this particular calendar before I move on? Okay, thank you. As I said, calendar 2 at the last hearing, here was the start date. I do want to note at this time, we received 19, I believe, 18 or 19 comments. So after the first hearing, we put the 2 calendars out on our website to invite input. And board members, President Ford, Dr. Starcher, we received, I think, 18 or 19 emails or comments. I think you have them before you. I think one spoke about they liked the semester ending and at Christmas, and the other ones said they would prefer a later start date based upon majority of them the state fair, which I think runs through August 23rd. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong. That's a Saturday. And then there was maybe a couple other comments based upon graduation, when graduation occurs, that kind of stuff. Knowing that, I stand before you tonight hoping that you'll take a recommendation from myself. I have created another calendar. And it is before you on my screen. I also have a copy for you. I'm going to call it calendar 2. Calendar 2. Yes. So you can see here it has a start date of August 19th for staff, a start date for students of August 26th. Okay, so this would be calendar 2, my recommendation. You see the parent-teacher conference is moved over. If you compare it to the last one, it's now October 14th. And once again, that's just trying to mirror about day 35-ish of when the first 9 weeks starts. Once again, Thanksgiving break is the same. Christmas break starts December 23rd. You still have that beloved Green Day after New Year's, January 4th. On this one, first semester would end January 15th. It's a lot like we tried to do this year. Mother Nature didn't allow us to. You see another parent-teacher conference, something I didn't mention the first time. You'll notice the parent-teacher conference are on different days of the week, first semester, second semester. We try to be conscious of when people can make a parent-teacher conference as a parent. We try to stay away from Monday, Fridays. You'll figure out why, I think. But we try to do them. I think the first one's Wednesday, this one's Thursday. You see here, there's not a difference in spring break. This spring break is after Easter again. So Easter is March 28th. Big reason about that, my 3 years of serving on the school calendar committee, I have always get the comment, please do not have spring break in March. March, the weather is not good. I can't control the weather, but I try to listen to that. Some people say have it before Easter, some say after Easter, but to try to be fair, and we try to get as late as we can, so it starts March 29th after Easter. We have a PL day, faculty senate on April 14th, and the last day of school here would be June 3rd. And based upon, once again, the instructional start time and the end time, this one would have graduation the Memorial Day weekend just because you have to. So that one would have ACT graduating on May 27th, Shady on May 28th, Independence, Woodrow, and Liberty on May 29th of 2027. I attempted to provide you with a comparison. If you can see it, I apologize if it's not large enough. So employee start date, August 12th, August 19th. You can compare the two calendars. You see the student start date, the teacher conference the first semester, teacher conference second semester, the Christmas break, first semester, one ends the 22nd, one ends the January 15th. The professional day, one has an OSE day, one doesn't. This year, for example, most chances are we probably would have removed the OS day, and we would have used that would have been a day of instruction. Graduation is different, and then the last day for students is a little bit different. So before I go any further, board, is there any questions on calendar 2 that you have in your hand, the hard copy? If there's not, my recommendation tonight would be to the board and to the superintendent to consider replacing calendar 2 from the first hearing with the calendar 2 you have before you. So the county, if approved tonight, would then be able to vote, as we normally do, we historically have done, on 2 calendars, not 3, 2. One would be a start date for employees August 12th. One would be a start date of employees for August 19th. And those would be a start date for students of August 19th and August 26th. So I would recommend that we still only have 2 options, but replace the option of August 10th that you had on January 27th. Any questions?
Thank you, Mr. Dillon. That's all I want to say for your time and effort to, after the comments, to revise that.
Any questions? Okay, thank you.
We can just hope we don't have a bunch of snow.
Yeah. If I could go back to that first, I told you I was going to revisit it.
Committee?
Yes, I'm sorry. I started out tonight saying the committee is made up of 12 people. But based upon what we wanted to happen happened. By putting it out on the website, inviting your input, I would argue that the committee is made up of 12 people, 19 people who submitted an email, the 3 students that spoke tonight, the teacher that spoke tonight, and the community members of Raleigh County and the staff members of Raleigh County. So I would point that out. It's not made up of 12 people. It's made up of Raleigh County. Thank you.
Oh, thanks for all your work on that.
Thank you.
That's all we have on this
Can
agenda.
I ask a question?
Oh, go ahead.
Mr. Dillon, would you mind to just walk us through what comes next? If both of these, if calendar 1 and the new calendar 2 move forward?
So calendar 1 and calendar 2, they would go out to the employees or staff for a vote. We usually give about a week for that to happen. After that vote and that tally takes place, we'll come back at the next possible board meeting after that vote to present to the board to say, here's calendar 1, here's calendar 2, here's the schools, how they voted, the county vote, here's the county vote. We would recommend to the board that we take the winner. Then that winner, or that winning calendar, if you will, would be submitted to the State Department for approval, consideration, and then eventually approval to be granted for the 26-27 school year. Thank you for asking.
Okay, thank you. And so the bottom line is, if you're in favor of whether 1 or 2, you need to go out and lobby for it.
You know, and not all counties let their staff vote on this. We're unusual, well, not unusual, but probably less than half. The board just said this. So we've always honored what the staff voted on, okay? So you guys have made excellent arguments tonight, but this board will not can't guarantee it. What will guarantee what happens is what the staff of Raleigh County votes. I would just say we'll still vote on it on the tap. But it's just, you understand that we've involved the whole Raleigh County schools in determining this calendar.
But at the same time, people need to realize when we start later, it's going to go into June, and that's when you get the complaints. You know, well, why in the world are you keeping my kids in school till June the 12th or whatever? So as long as you realize that, then we just don't fuss when it comes to June 15th, is what I'm saying.
Okay, any other comments?
Mr. Ford, I would just submit to the board, based on Mr. Dillon's recommendation, assuming the board has nothing else to say, that we would put out the original calendar 1 and the revised calendar 2. And as soon as we can get back into school, I'm sure Mr. Dillon will send that to the schools for a vote. Yes, hopefully tomorrow. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. That's all we have on our agenda. This meeting is adjourned.